What's up FPL gaffers? Welcome back to my channel for another FPL video. In this video, it's going to be my final team selection video for the game week that starts tomorrow. And before that, let me show you how I did in my previous game week. Salah hadn't played and Joachim Andersen hadn't come into the team. So let me take you through how my team did. Before I do that, if you're new around here, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and share to as many FPL managers who play this amazing fantasy football game. Now, to take you through my team, I finished on a 53 point all out game week 2, and that was just 2 points above the average team in FPL. I'm still buzzing to have played Martin Dubravka over Robert Sanchez. Also, same with Mickey van der Ven over Diouf and Mark Gay and Nico Williams coming out with blanks. But here's the interesting one. 4 points from Joachim Andersen coming in for the injured Cole Palmer. Got the defensive contributions conceded, unfortunately, to a goal that could be disallowed by VAR and gets my team points up to 53. Kieran Dewsbury Hall blank in the previous game week comes out with a 2 pointer. Bruno Fernandes again missing that penalty and losing the clean sheet point comes out with 2 points. And this FPL legend, my how much I believe in myself for picking this FPL legend, Mo Salah, comes out with still an assist that gives me 10 points because he's my captain. So he gets 3 for the assist and 2 points for minutes played. Always a 90-minute player. That is why it is scary to go against Salah in an FPL season. My strikers were João Pedro, still buzzing that he got 15 points. Uh, Ollie Watkins blanking again, and Bowen, who blanked again, is not very helpful in this team. I'm looking to transfer him out. In fact, uh, in my next slide, the team selection slide, you will see that Jared Bowen is no more in this team. Robert Sanchez on the bench with 3 points. Cole Palmer came out before the match started during warm up, so made 0 points. Pox came in at halftime for West Ham, got 1 point, and Diouf with the assist to Paqueta got 3 points. Now, to take you to my team, if I could, before I take you through my final game week selection team for game week 3, if I could please ask you to hit that subscribe button, like the video, and share to as many FPL gaffers as you can. So, my new team is I have made a few rash decisions um, in a game week where transfers are very valuable. I have gone a bit rash to chase the points, not because of the rank. I'm just thinking ahead with getting Brennan Johnson in and Richarlison. Spurs have a good fixture against Bournemouth at home, so looking forward for him to make some points. So with my FPL game week team selection for game week 3, I've gone with Robert Sanchez playing Fulham at home. Robert Sanchez again at home to Fulham, expect a clean sheet. A big Chelsea fan, looking forward that they don't concede any goals and hoping that Robert Sanchez comes out with a returns with the clean sheet. Mickey van der Ven again, Bournemouth at home. He's in my starting 11. Not a bad fixture on paper for Tottenham Hotspur. They have improved very well defensively, but the only scary bit in this game week to play Mickey van der Ven is Semenyo on the other side. He could not just wipe out the clean sheet, but get a big point score where I will then fall behind for points again. I have played in Nico Williams only because they are playing West Ham at home. It's a home fixture again. Looking forward to see if Nottingham Forest can keep a clean sheet again in this game. Looking for a returns from Nico Williams. I have played Mark Gahey. You will see in my strikers there is Ollie Watkins, but I'm playing Gahey only because I don't want to play in Diouf as yet. West Ham have not started the season well, so till I see some returns from the West Ham players, I will keep Diouf on the bench. With Gehi, hoping one of them can get a return. Maybe Gehi is in this team not only because of the clean sheet, but he does get into good positions on corners to score a goal. We did see that in the Nottingham Forest game in game week 2 where he dived for a header, got a contact on the ball, but only to hit the post and go out. That was the last kick of the half, if I'm not mistaken, for Crystal Palace in that game against Nottingham Forest. Now, Mo Salah still in the team. Again, I'm scared to go against this FPL legend. What a player Salah has been, breaking records, not just for the Premier League, but for FPL as well. He plays Arsenal at home. Again, Salah at Anfield could do anything against Arsenal, no matter which team. They are title contenders. Like, again, Arsenal are title contenders as well. So it might be a cautious team, but if anything happens for Liverpool, it could come through either Salah or Ekitike or even Cody Gakpo, which is why I have put Salah in this team against Arsenal. Now, for my rash decision, I have brought in Brennan Johnson, and he plays again Bournemouth at home. This is purely reactional to the last game week and trying to chase some points. So Brennan Johnson comes in, he plays Bournemouth at home. I have Bruno Fernandes in my next midfield spot. He's got the vice captaincy armband. I was thinking of making him the captain, but of late, what's going on with Manchester United, I am very reluctant to make him the captain because he could lose his place against someone like Kobe Menu, who did play well against Grimsby Town. But Bruno Fernandes stays in the team. Hopefully, he plays, maybe gets a return. My next midfielder will be Dewsbury Hall. Again, still waiting for a return from Dewsbury Hall. He plays Wolves away, hoping he can get some returns in this game. Wolves have not been up to the mark either, but they have shown that they can beat teams in the Premier League like they have done in the Carabao Cup against West Ham coming from behind. In my strikers position, it is João Pedro, totally again reactional to last game week. He has the captain's armband for this game week, hoping he gets some returns. And my next player is another rash decision I made with my transfers. Transfers are very valuable, guys. I would suggest don't be as rash as me. It could backfire badly, but I'm happy to make those decisions, which is why you will see Richarlison is in the team, who again plays Bournemouth at home. I tripled up on the Tottenham players only because they have started off the season well. Looking forward to some returns from the Tottenham players whilst in my team. Ollie Watkins again plays Crystal Palace at home. Yes, I've got Mark Gahey in the squad, but still looking to see if Watkins can pick up those FPL points, or even Aston Villa can pick up their game to gain some points on the Premier League table. Hopefully, Aston Villa comes up with some returns for Ollie Watkins, or even Mark Gay with some returns against Aston Villa. Either ways, I have chosen to play both of them, although they're playing against each other. Looking forward to some returns from them. On my bench, I've gone with Martin Dubravka, plays Manchester United away. You don't know what to expect from Manchester United. On a given day, they could be a good team playing well, like they played the last game week. They started off against Fulham very well, but slowly deteriorated to then score and concede a goal in the last few minutes of the game. Anderson again playing Chelsea away. Not ideal if I'm playing João Pedro as my captain. Anderson could come up with those defensive contributions, but I've chosen to again bench Anderson for this tough fixture against Chelsea. It is a London derby. We know how feisty they can be. So I have benched Anderson for this game week. Next on my bench is Potts. He again not sure of the minutes, did come up against a strong Chelsea side in the second half for West Ham. showed some potential, but not sure if he can start the game or not against Nottingham Forest. And my final player on the bench is Diouf. Again, West Ham not impressive defensively, which is why I have chosen to keep Diouf on the bench for this one. Hopefully, West Ham can get up there with the FPL returns, but in this game week, I will not be upset if they keep a clean sheet or do not concede a goal, or even Diouf comes up with a return, because I have run this team through Fantasy Football Hub. It does suggest to play uh, Diouf ahead of Mark Gahey, but this is a personal choice. I prefer playing Mark Gahey only because Aston Villa are not up to speed yet. But if anything can happen, it could be Ollie Watkins to take that clean sheet points away from Mark Gahey. This is all for today, guys. This is my team selection video. If there are any changes, I will put them as a post on my YouTube or my social media channels. So please do not forget to subscribe to my social media links and to my YouTube channel. If you've got this far, hit that like button, hit the share button, and subscribe to my channel for more FPL content throughout the season. However, to give you a heads up, because next week will be international break for Fantasy Premier League, I will be uploading my post-match analysis on Monday, and then the following video will come out on the following Tuesday. So not the Tuesday that is coming in the next 3 days, but the Tuesday following next week. I hope you have a good FPL game week this season. It's not been a good start for all of us managers. We all know that. We can see it in the rankings. And all the best to all of you FPL managers. Hope you come up with some good points. I will catch you soon on Monday. Peace.